Under the bright lights of the Cerámica, where dreams clash with destiny, one question echoed through the stadium. Could Villarreal stop the unstoppable machine of Manchester City? The air was thick with tension. The drums of the home fans thundered, and every face in yellow believed that maybe, just maybe tonight could be their night. But football has a cruel beauty. Sometimes belief isn't enough when brilliance walks onto the pitch wearing sky blue. From the very first minute, you could feel it. City weren't here to play around. They were here to dominate, to remind Europe why they're feared. The night opened under the amber lights, and for Villarreal, the weight of expectation hung heavy. The Yellow Army hoped, the fans dreamed, but from the outset, there was a sense of something special brewing on the pitch. Manchester City arrived not merely determined, but calibrated. They knew exactly what had to be done. The 0-2 scoreline might seem straightforward at a glance, but it tells only part of the story. From the very first whistle, Manchester City took control. They didn't roar into the match with chaos. They played like a machine that knew every movement, every pass, every inch of the pitch. Villarreal looked eager, yet cautious, aware that one wrong move could be punished. The first spark came in the 17th minute when Rico Lewis played a sharp, cutting pass into the box. Erling Haaland was there, perfectly positioned, calm as ever. One touch, one strike, and the ball found the back of the net. The stadium fell silent, except for the distant roar of traveling City fans. It wasn't just a goal, it was a message. Haaland had done it again, extending his scoring streak and showing that no matter how many defenders stand in front of him, he'll always find a way through. Villarreal tried to find their rhythm after conceding. The crowd lifted their voices, pushing their team to attack, to show courage. There were moments of promise, quick passing, clever movement down the flanks, but every time they reached the final third, City's defense looked unshakable. Kyle Walker and Ruben Dias were walls at the back, while Rodri orchestrated the midfield like a general, cutting down Villarreal's every spark before it could ignite. Then came the moment that changed everything again. The 40th minute. Rico Lewis once more found space on the right side, whipping in a perfect cross. Bernardo Silva timed his run to perfection, rose above his marker, and headed the ball powerfully into the net. 2 goals to none. Just before halftime, City doubled their lead and effectively sealed control of the game. It was a picture of precision. Lewis the provider, Silva the leader, and City the team that simply doesn't let go once they get ahead. As the halftime whistle blew, the contrast between the two sides was almost poetic. City players walked off with confidence, calm faces, and a quiet sense of satisfaction. Villarreal's players, on the other hand, looked frustrated but not defeated. Their coach's voice echoed in the tunnel, urging them to fight, to believe that there was still a way back. The fans stood by them, still chanting, still believing in that unpredictable magic football sometimes brings. The second half began with Villarreal pushing harder. They came out with purpose, pressing high, moving faster, trying to break City's rhythm. For a few minutes, it looked like they might find an opening. Papgui unleashed a curling shot from distance that nearly caught Ederson off guard. The ball bent beautifully, but just missed the post. Moments later, another attack saw Villarreal hit the woodwork. So close, yet still nothing. You could see the emotion in their faces. Hope was still there, but it was fading. Manchester City, however, handled it all with the composure of champions. They slowed the tempo, regained control, and made Villarreal chase shadows. The ball moved from side to side with that familiar Pep Guardiola rhythm. Pass, move, pass again. Frustrate the opposition until the energy drains out of them. Haaland came close to adding a third after a swift counterattack, but Villarreal's goalkeeper made a fine save to keep his side in it. By the 70th minute, you could sense that City weren't desperate for more goals. They wanted control, they wanted calm, they wanted to conserve their strength for the battles ahead. Every pass, every touch was purposeful. Villarreal kept trying, but the gap in class, experience, and composure was showing. Their hearts were in it, but the match was slipping away. Emotionally, this game was more than just 2 goals in 90 minutes. It was about courage and ruthlessness. Villarreal showed heart, spirit, and unity, but City showed why they are among the best in the world. Every time Villarreal tried to rise, City calmly pushed them back down. The difference between belief and mastery was clear. The The home fans clapped even in defeat because they saw their team fight against one of football's modern giants. When the final whistle blew, Manchester City players hugged each other. Job done. Haaland smiled with that quiet confidence of a man who knows he has delivered once again. Bernardo Silva raised his arms, thanking the traveling fans. Rico Lewis, the young star of the night with 2 assists, walked off knowing he had just produced one of his best performances yet. On the other side, Villarreal players looked exhausted, disappointed, but they also looked proud. They had faced the champions and given their all. The final scoreline: Villarreal 0, Manchester City 2. Goals from Haaland in the 17th minute and Bernardo Silva in the 40th minute decided the game. City dominated possession with around 65%, completed over 600 passes, and had control over nearly every key moment. Villarreal had their moments too. 8 shots in total, 2 on target, and 1 off the post. But they lacked the finishing touch. This result means a lot for both sides. For City, it's another step towards securing qualification, another night proving their consistency and power in Europe. For Villarreal, it's a hard lesson, a reminder that talent and passion alone aren't enough at this level. You need precision, mental toughness, and perhaps a bit of luck. For the fans, this match was a reminder of what makes football so powerful. The emotions, the noise, the silence after a goal, the way hope rises and falls with every touch of the ball. In those moments, you could feel the pain of Villarreal's supporters and the pride of City's. Football connects people through heartbreak and happiness at the same time, and this game was the perfect example of that. As the stadium lights dimmed, Villarreal's players applauded their supporters, a gesture of gratitude for belief that never faded. Manchester City walked toward their traveling fans, arms raised in triumph but faces focused. For them, it's just another victory, another step in their endless pursuit of perfection. For Villarreal, it's another story in their journey, one that will sting tonight but will fuel them tomorrow. And that's the beauty of football. Every defeat teaches, every win inspires. Tonight belonged to City, to Haaland's calm, Silva's leadership, and Lewis's brilliance. But Villarreal walked away with something that doesn't show up on the scoreline: the respect of their fans and the experience to come back stronger. For everyone watching, this was more than a match. It was a reminder of how thin the line is between victory and defeat. It was about emotion, resilience, and the moments that define careers. And that's why we love this game. Because no matter who you support, every 90 minutes tells a new story. So if you felt the thrill of this match, the pain, the pride, or just the beauty of the game, make sure you stay tuned right here on Soccer Spender. Because this isn't just about football. It's about passion, emotion, and the stories that make the game we love so unforgettable.